This is a Yankee candle. I think I got it in Happy Mail last year. It says, "Home for the Holidays." So I thought that would be fun to light the candle and let it burn. It will probably be outside of your view because I have something here to show you that I'm going to do for my December daily. I'm going to set the candle aside. Now I did a video, a Happy Mail video on this box last year. But what's inside of it, I decided that I'm going to use for my December daily. I have my little wipe-off papers covering the addresses. Last year I participated in the December daily and I did Christmas cards in a box. Well, our host, oh my goodness, she sent me a box of goodies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now I've used some of the things in here throughout the year, so I don't have everything that she sent me, but I certainly have enough to do a wonderful 2015. Look at these snowflakes. Gold and white ones. And bling here. A big metal fleur-de-lis. And I got a chuckle out of these flowers. She said, when I saw these flowers, I said to myself, Mary must have these. So, I might, I love the gold on them. It must have been the gold. It must have been the gold. But I might put some red on there to bring out the Christmas in them. And just more bling. I've got other Christmas. I think I have some from Deb at Artseology. Deb, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correct. Please look at what's inside this box before reading the card. And I must have. But here's what she sent me. Look at this. I'm going to take it out of the box. Oh, look, she sent a box of her papers. Look at that. That'll be beautiful in this December daily. So I'm going to put all this other back into the box, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about this. And this is an introduction to what I am going to do for my December. Look, she sent me all this ribbon. Ooh, I got plans for that. And ATCs. Look at ATC. She sent me 2 packages of ATCs. One is a canvas, ATC canvas, and one is the manila folders. Ooh, I love those canvas ones. Plans. And she sent me some Heidi Swap. I believe she sent me some other things too, but I've been taking them out through the year, and using them. What we're going to talk about is this. It's a book. It's a book. And look, here's the card. Here's the card. Now, I'm going to read you, I believe, the card, mostly because I like letters, but I don't think she said anything on here that can't be read in a video. And I think it most certainly should be read in a video. Listen to what she says. Saturday, January 3rd, 2014. So this was sent to me last year after the December daily from last year. To Mary at the Meri.Atelier. What a pleasure it is to write to you, Mary. I've enjoyed your letter writing for a long time now. I need to write more letters. The papers inside the book box were coffee stained by me. And she's talking about these. Now we'll get more to these. Some are gently stamped, some left plain, and some with designs already on them. The ink I use for stamping is StazOn, so I know that you are okay to cover it if you wish. I've been putting a lot of thought into this, and I knew I wanted to make something for you would use for years to come. Well, what better than a December daily. That was my remark. She said, I added some tissue paper just for shipping purposes. Well, scratch that, Susan. It's going to get used for my December daily. You are so creative, Meri. I've learned so much from you and your art. I am sure many others have as well. You are such a blessing to us all. When I read this, I'm going, it takes creativity to recognize creativity. Well, I'm out of space now, so on to the next page. And I love it when they close with, I'll see you on the next page or on to the next page, because that's how I close all my videos. And people understand that. But here is the blessing. Look at this. Now, when I took this out last year of the box, and I can still faintly smell the coffee, but it had a beautiful, wonderful coffee odor to it. And it was tied with this feather ribbon. And I counted the sheets here. Now, I put the plain pieces on top for a purpose. And you'll understand why as I get into making my December daily. But I counted the papers here. And look, she stamped a little girl here. I love that. This may go right up here at the front. And I may put one of these notebook papers, maybe one with a writing on it, up at the top too for the introduction page. I'll decide as I get into it. But look, some of this was probably Christmas stationery, but it's been coffee stained. And just reading her note, look, she said, I have been putting a lot of thought into this, and I knew I wanted to make something you would use for years to come. Sue is SHILES 728 on YouTube, and she is the host of the December Daily Inspiration Group on Facebook, and there's a link to all of that in the description box below. But I counted these pages, and there are 42 of them. I love them. And look at this book box. Look at this book box. So what I decided that I'm going to do for my December daily for 2015, and this kind of goes with her first prompt, and I'll put a link to her first prompt in the description box below too. Her first prompt is to choose a word for your December daily. She chose the word Jubilee. Well, the word that I'm going to choose, and I'll let it out of the box. I'll bring it out of the box now. The word that I'm going to choose, you might think it might be letter. I debated. I was going to put letter, but I changed my mind. Letter was for my word for last year. I wrote Christmas cards last year. But I digress. The word that I'm going to choose for December 2015, which I include Thanksgiving and the New Year's in my holiday celebrations. The word that I'm going to choose, which fits perfectly with a book, is going to be Christmas stories. And what I'm going to do here on all of these 42 pages, one page is going to become the book cover. One page is going to be the front cover, and one page is going to be the back cover of this heavier paper. And I am going to write a Christmas story on all of these blank pieces of paper. But I've counted out the days, and I have enough days for enough papers here for one page every day. Now, you may not see a December daily video every day, but I will be writing a story for every day. Now, the story, you'll get into, it will not be a different story for each day. It will be the same story carried out through the entire 42 days. And you'll understand that more as I go along. But what I'm also going to do, because I love Christmas stories so much, I love collecting poetry, and I love finding magazines with Christmas stories in them, stories about Christmas miracles, just stories about snow blizzards and being snowbound and how people celebrated Christmas on the pioneer days, all of that. Well, I was reading this Tales of Fantasy book. I'm using this for my urban sketching, but I kind of like to read the chapters before I draw on them like I did here. And there is a story in here. I found this Christmas story in this book, Tales of Fantasy. And here it is, a Christmas fantasy with a moral. All right, perfect. I'm going to take this. It's not very long. Look at this little girl here. Perfect illustration. It's not very long. It ends on page 53 and it starts on page 42. So about 10 pages. And yes, I'm going to remove these pages out of this book because I've already started drawing in this book. And I'm going to, throughout my pages here, as I'm building this book, you'll be seeing me include stories that I might find, and you might see me drawing on these pages. But it's all going to be Christmas themed. So, I think you're getting the idea here. Of course, I will have a special place for this letter. But I want to get to the outside here. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful box. But it's not Christmassy enough for me. It has beautiful gold on it. And I'm sure that's one reason why Sue chose it for me. But I have to tell you, I need to do some altering on this. Speedball gold and my solar gold by Jacquard. Now I'll probably push the butterflies and the flowers into the background. I think I'll try to keep the red. I'll probably alter the butterflies and the flowers here. And again, push these into the background. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'll probably go into fast forward as I do this. Please don't hold your breath as I work on this. While that's drying, I'm going to have to come back and give it another coat. I'm going to let that dry, but I have a lot of gold left on my brush. I don't want to waste that gold. Who wants to waste gold? I'm going to wipe this brush off on my page here. And I'll be using this as a tag or something in my Christmas book. It's amazing how much paint gets absorbed into these brushes. You get every last drop of gold out of it you can.